Gentlemen and ladies, we're back to Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. We had finished up the first court day, and we were working on the second day. Examined the statues, found out that there was another broken statue at the murder scene, or at the, not the murder scene, but the place where the body was found. And so that's what we're investigating now. Booyah! Right. Again! Oh no, wait, we came here because we were following her. She left. She left and we followed her here. Snake, you're liable to get tossed in the garbage truck if you hang around here.
I'm just an empty box, and that's what you do with them. You throw them away.
Hey, did you change boxes? I like the new look.
What does it matter anymore? I was a complete failure in court today. My work, my pride, my dreams, everything I've worked so hard for, gone.
Sorry, Mr. Snake, but doesn't believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter?
A failure as a reporter? No.
I don't know what's up with the clips for Barrett's. Come to think of it, calling her a failure as a reporter might have been a bit extreme.
Scold me, despise me, pack me away where I'll never see the light of day. I've been cast aside to waste away in a big pile of mushy paper mache.
Hey, that rhymed. I feel kind of responsible for this, but... Ludifex, good afternoon. Good to see you. We're on case 3 of this game. Day 2 of the investigations. Now's our chance to prod her for information while she's vulnerable. I bet that's what you were just thinking. What kind of a person do you think I am? He read me like a book. Sounds like... This is actually the Android version. I bought it on the Google Play Store, and then I'm playing it on my PC through an Android emulator, and it's actually working out great. It's very... I had wanted to stream this a while ago, and I was trying to get a 3DS emulator to work, and it just doesn't with this game. It runs at like 80% speed, no matter what I do. But this is working out fantastically. I think the next game is also on Android, and I'm planning to do the same thing again. Buy it on the Play Store, and then emulate it through BlueStacks is the name of the Android emulator. That was you on stage earlier, wasn't it? Why'd you run off like that?
Take a look at this.
Why are you showing me a burnt-up old rag? Wait, it's really hard to see, but I think that's the Gaviner's logo there. So this is the banner that disappeared? It's all burned up. Some of you... I didn't know. So have you played this one? Probably? I can't... If you loved the series, I can't imagine that you would come into a game that you hadn't played yet.
Don't look at me. I just happened to find it in the incinerator.
The Metroid... Yeah, it does a little bit. The Gaviner's logo. Incinerator? Did Blackwell actually make good on his threat to burn her box? We should probably try to find out whether someone tried to destroy this on purpose. Yeah, this banner is sounding less and less unrelated to our case, Apollo. Burnt fragments. The depths of Zetsubo. Yeah, I think, are those those two haven't been translated, right? Or maybe there might just be fan translations of them, no official translations. Would be I feel bad for waiting this long to play this, because I do like the rest of the series. I just noticed the kitty's tail is moving. It's adorable. Yeah, Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton I actually played earlier this year. I didn't like it that much. It felt like more of a... It was really hard to get a grasp on, like, the... It was very... Yes, there was... I was really thrown off by the fact that right in the beginning they were like, oh, there's magic. There's real magic and real witches. Look, it's right in the cutscene. And then the twist is, oh, actually, everything that we've been showing you was incorrect. It was like having the most unreliable narrator who also shows you things that are going on that are not going on. Of course it isn't magic. It's just some entirely preposterous set of... I'm trying to think. I've played at least 2 of the Professor Layton games, but I don't think I finished either one of them. One of them was the one where he goes back in time. The Professor Layton and the Unwound Future, maybe. And after I finished Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, I found myself thinking, did they not actually go back in time in that one? Like, would it somehow... Because I got probably 80 to 90% of the way through. I'm like, was there going to be a twist at the end of that one that none of it was actually time travel, even though it was obviously, like, time travel? Like, how preposterous... Yeah, it felt more Layton-esque than Phoenix Wright-esque. Because Phoenix Wright, they kind of established, like, what is and isn't. There is some magic and magic-ish, like, they stretch reality, but then they say, this is what... These are its limits. These are the rules. If you channel someone, you look like them. Snake, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have said you were a failure as a reporter.
Too late. I already decided journalism isn't for me. The last step is to erase all of the photos on the PC. I'm really going to do it. Here goes. 5%. 10%.
We didn't actually go back in time. We just created a gigantic cavern under London that we populated with actors. Naturally. Yeah, I was fine with going, oh, okay, this is a crossover series where magic and witches exist. Okay, and went through it that way. The twist at the end of all of the things that you figured out, you were actually falling for the great big con the whole time, and the con was that we have a special paint that makes things look blacker than black, and also hypnosis. Shouldn't we stop her, Athena? Snake, you should keep publishing your paper. I didn't mean what I said, okay?
You didn't mean it. Oh no! My photos! Stop! Cancel! Abort!
There is a button for that. There you go. Did you stop it in time?
Deletion progress. 99% complete. There are only 2 pictures left.
What are you going to do now, Athena? You owe it to her to make this right. Yeah, literally any opportunity ever to do Solid Snake. I know. Don't worry, Snake. Your photos may be gone, but the memory of your photographic genius will live on forever in all of our hearts. That's the important part. Ooh, Athena, that was cringeworthy. Hey, Snake, check this out. You took some amazing photos of the three of them. I'm sure they really appreciated it.
Obviously. I'm the ace member of the newspaper club. The only member, in fact.
I know this won't make up for the photos you lost, but here are your newspapers back. Hope's Peak Herald and Hope's Peak Herald Hextra return to Snake.
There's no rest for the wicked. I plan on pursuing those three for as long as I live.
Snake, why are you so obsessed with Juniper, Hugh, and Robin?
Obsessed? I'm not obsessed with them. It's just, they were so close. Ever since their freshman year, so, well.
Athena, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, I think that's the only explanation.
Wait a second. You're not thinking what I think you're thinking.
That's exactly what he's thinking, Snake. You want in on their little trio. Current theory. So last time, like, as soon as it came out that, oh, the three of them actually are friends and are trying to protect each other by lying, I'm like, to me, it seems kind of obvious that it's Professor Means. I could be wrong. Like, they've really set him up as a bad person. And I don't know if maybe we'll find out a bigger twist. Originally going in, I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's going to be, maybe whatever murder happens, it's going to turn out, oh, the entire thing is actually a great big mock trial. Like, we think that we're doing a real trial that had a mock trial in it, but actually the real trial is also completely rigged. But I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's just going to be him. Of course, right? Yeah. Interesting. Yes. The non-committal response. What was the other? I forgot if there was another interesting. I realized that. So the last stream when we were in the day one of the court case, there was the part where they were like, "Oh, you're a goner, Hugh O'Connor." And I'm like, oh, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. They did the best they could, but that's still a stretch. And then they asked, like, was it him threatening Constance threatening him, or Constance scolding him? And I'm like, well, if he's the guy, then he was threatening her. And it's like, no. It's like, okay, she was threatening him. No. It's like, okay, she was scolding him? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, how the hell was I supposed to figure that out? But in retrospect, I guess, like, that's when you usually use someone's full name. Like, that you say someone's first and last name, and maybe that's even more of a thing in Japanese than it is in English. But, like, I at least get it now, because I feel bad whenever there's, especially when it's multiple choice. It's not even find the piece of evidence that fits, but here's the multiple choice, and it should be really obvious. Almost every Phoenix Wright multiple choice question is just, here is the obvious thing, and here are two joke answers. But, right, one of those. Oh no, I missed what she said. That's one abused laptop. Did she have a laptop? I thought she was deleting stuff off of her camera, maybe.
My laptop won't turn on. Never thought my life would end so soon. A mere 17 years.
Now I really feel bad. Oh, I know. Snake, we have a laptop at the office. We'd be happy to lend it to you. Why?
You have a laptop I could use?
Sure, but on one condition. I want you to ask Junie, Hugh, and Robin if you can hang out with them.
What? Like I could ever do that?
Sorry, but that's the deal if you want to borrow our laptop. You scare me sometimes, Athena. You're like good cop, bad cop, all rolled into one.
Fine, I'll do it, if that's all you want.
Yay, I'll be by later to bring you the laptop.
Wait. It's not like I owe you anything, but here.
Thanks. Oh, it's a set of pictures. Looks like they're setting up the stage.
Yeah, I took them when they were putting the stage's backdrop into place.
Wow, you sure have an eye for photography. From what I can make out, anyway.
These are the last two photos.
How did you print them out just now?
These are the last two photos that didn't get deleted. They're all yours.
Stage set up photos.
Well, see you around, scary lawyer lady.
Let's take a look at these. What are we gonna see here that's relevant? I mean, there's hint. Oh, the times might be relevant. All right, this is 6:01 p.m. She was killed sometime between 6 and 8. We know that the clock is off or something in the one photo that shows that it's 7:05. Okay, and then this is 2 minutes later. And there he is, and there he is. Or there she is, and there he is. Means is here. Paint. Cement. I don't know. Robin's the one where she smashes the vase every 5 seconds with the entire inventory of 99 vases. I played Dragon Quest 1 through 5, like all of the really old ones, and then never played any of the modern ones. That was really impressive, Athena. What's next? Well, I'd like to talk to Hugh or Robin if possible. Okay, let's walk around and see if we can find them. Oh, screaming at the camera. All right. Oh, it's the doll from the first case. The elephant. Well, here it is, the art room where the grisly crime occurred. Let's start looking.
Stop right there! This is an active crime scene. No unauthorized personnel allowed.
What? Can't you make an exception? You won't even notice where...
Freeze! I don't think so. No exceptions. Now move along. Nothing to see here.
Ugh, he doesn't seem very accommodating this time. Let's try again later.
Okay.
You. Nope. Here we go. Hey, that's Hugh over there. Hugh, we wanted a word with you, if you don't mind. If it was Mr. Wright, then sure, but you two? Meh. I knew it. There's a hint of discord in Hugh's voice. You're not getting off that easy. After all, you're a possible suspect. Plus, you actually confessed in court. Whatever. So, what do you want from me? But make it brief. I don't have a lot of time, and I assume you don't either. About your confession today. You weren't serious about that, were you? Let's just say I had no choice thanks to a certain lawyer who failed to get the job done. Oh. So you're really prepared to take the blame for this? Not gonna happen. The voice on the tape is female, so that rules me out. Let's put it this way. You don't actually believe that ridiculous play on words, do you? Well, my confession is just like that, a means to an end, or as we say around here, the ends justify the means. Ugh, but I actually do believe the voice is shouting Hugh O'Connor. Juniper's confession was quite advantageous for the real killer. But if Robin or I were actually the killer, we wouldn't have confessed. It's that simple. Even you should be capable of such reasoning. Or have I overestimated you? You'll make a great lawyer someday. I mean, you seem to enjoy getting under people's skin. Could Hugh and Robin's confessions really prove their innocence instead of their guilt? This is going to take some serious thinking on my part. It sure looked like Prosecutor Blackwell was twisting your arm to testify earlier today. Is there some sort of secret he's using against you? I've no intention of saying anything more. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hold. I'm not through with you yet.
It seems the rogue prosecutor has it out for me.
Leave, and we just might discuss you-know-what.
Ack! No, wait. One little statement and Mr. Cool loses it? What's that all about? I changed my mind. I'll stay and testify. You really are a rank amateur. Even if that were true, you think I'd open up to you? So he's not denying it. That secret might be causing the discord in his voice. Then again, we have the same problem with Junie and Robin. You're just wasting your time and mine. Next question. Next question! About that meeting with Professor Court on the 23rd. Why did she want to see you? I've no intention of telling you. You'll have to force it out of me any way you can. Ugh! Professor Mean strikes again. Then again, Hugh is in the lawyer course, so... But didn't Professor Court used to say that the only good result is the truth? So why don't you drop this whole charade and tell me the truth? The truth. How can you be so sure it will help you solve this case? The truth isn't necessarily your friend, or Juniper's for that matter. No, you're wrong. Sorry what you go, yo. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to defend Junie the right way, using the truth. That's the only way to honor Junie's wishes and Professor Court's memory. I see. Very well, Ms. Sykes. I'll testify tomorrow about that truth you're so interested in. Hugh. But... Don't look to me if something happens to Juniper because of it. Understand? What's that supposed to mean? What a terrible thing to say. I thought you guys were friends. Yes, we were. Until just recently, actually. Were? I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you too. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Just as I have my secrets, she has a side you've never seen. Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. What are you saying? This conversation is over. I said I don't have a lot of time, and I meant it. Hugh, wait! He's gone. He doesn't care about her anymore. Why would he say that? That didn't go so well. I guess we'll just have to pin our hopes on his testimony tomorrow. Athena, what do you say we head over to the art room? Might be a nice change of pace. I was just there. We got yelled at. Hopefully, the police have completed their investigation in the last 5 minutes. Alright, we don't really have much time left anyway. Oh, and they actually moved me there. That's rare. Usually they make you walk around. That looks like the guy from, Berserk. Well, if it isn't my little lawyer friends again. Thanks again for lowering that school banner to us earlier.
Don't mention it. Helping those in need is just what my brand of justice is all about.
Right. So this art room was where the murder actually occurred?
That's right. You can't see it with the naked eye, but there's blood on the floor. That area roped off in the middle of the room marks the spot. The police investigation is done, so if you want to look around, knock yourselves out.
Find anything new, Detective Fulbright?
Good question. Unfortunately, the answer is nothing much yet.
He sure is confident for having found nothing. But if we're talking outside of the art room, there has been a major breakthrough. Oh dear. Unless I find out what that is, I don't know what I shall do. No need for the theatrics. I was told I could fill you in on this one. Wow, it's almost like a real-life law instead of Japanifornia. You saw right through me, Detective. I'm impressed. Looking to get arrested for murder via unwarranted flattery, are we? What is the breakthrough? So, what's the major breakthrough you mentioned? You want to know? You really want to know? You really... Come on, just tell us already. Oh, you're no fun. Anyway, we got the results of the voice print analysis back. Voice print? You mean for this tape recorder? Exactly. The voice belongs to the suspect, Ms. Woods, beyond a shadow of a doubt. See right here? They analyzed the voice on the tape inside and out. They zoomed and enhanced. And you thought the voice on the tape was saying Hugh O'Connor. Ha 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 ha. Thanks for the good laugh, Miss Sykes. Arg. He's the last person I want laughing at me. Yeah, I mean, at some point, just abandon it. Just go, this takes place in Japan. We had an entire case full of yokai. Like, just let it go. Be the Japanese lawyer that you were born to be, Phoenix. So now there's evidence of Juniper shouting, "You're a goner," around the time of death. If we were to take this as truth, how are we supposed to make sense of it? I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Junie would shout that in the first place. One interesting thing... So I don't know what it is, and I don't know whether we have passed it or not, but the little bit of research that I did while trying to find out whether the Android port was a good port or not, there seem to be people saying it's actually a great port because it fixes a bug, some kind of visual bug from the 3DS version. That there's some, whatever it is, some part in one of the cases where something is displayed incorrectly, maybe, that makes one of the questions not make sense, and that's fixed in this version. I don't know what that is. If you know what it is, and if we've already passed it, I guess let me know. Let's look at the blood. What do we got? Hey, this area with the rope around it. That's where we detected a large blood stain. In short, the victim was stabbed here, or somewhere close by. The fact that there's no visible blood means it was wiped. Oh, that's her. The fact that there's no visible blood means it was wiped up with something, right? Right, but we were able to We were able to detect trace amounts of blood. Merely wiping it up does not remove all evidence of wrongdoing, and that, in a nutshell, is justice, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd let me have the cool lines. There's a book. I can see it, so it's important. Hey, Foxen. How you doing? A mock trial script on the floor, and nearby an envelope marked Use. I wonder if Snake's script was ever really inside that envelope. Let's see here. By Snake Plissken. And the title is Rouge et Noir, Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. I wouldn't take part in that mock trial if she begged me. That sounds fantastic. It says there are special rules allowing the payment of bribes while court is adjourned. Oh, and you can bring in up to $3 worth of fabricated evidence. It also says, "Welcome to the darkest mock trial ever, where the ends justifies the means." The prosecution claims this is the script that was supposed to have been used. But the scripts were selected by Professor Court. Considering how much she valued the truth, I seriously doubt she'd pick a script entitled Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. Wow, you have that title memorized already? It's only 5 words. asleep. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. C. Court. Wow, Professor Court must have painted this. So is this the true meaning of art? I really don't get it. I swear I've seen... It's your best friend. Stop. I swear I've seen this girl before. There's an air of fragility about her, and those pity-inducing eyes. Who is this again? Her name's on the tip of my tongue. I don't think a lot of these things matter. This might matter. Some wire and a winch. So this is how they reeled the banners in and out. Court is a jerk. I mean, they find plenty of opportunities to make puns on people's names. Who is the one that I didn't get at first? Serp had to point it out. Her last name was Arm in the first case. Oh, Candace Arm. The bomb disposal. She wasn't even on the bomb disposal team, but she had something to do with the guy who was a bomb disposal guy, so they named her Candace Arm. There's a nice view of the stage from here. Prosecutor Gavin is still standing in front of that broken statue. So it really wasn't you, Apollo? Don't worry, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone. Arg. I'll never clear my name unless we catch the real culprit. Alright, so what is on the table? Flour? Hey, it's gone. Remember that strange statue in the school camera photo? You're right. Wonder where it is. Robin's a member of the Fine Arts Club. Maybe she could shed some light on this. Phthalo blue, a little titanium white. There's a paint palette here. No surprise there, considering this is the art room. Looks like someone mixed yellow and red to make orange. I prefer yellow. You, on the other hand, are way too red. What's that supposed to mean? I think this is saying that the two of us have to work together to solve this case. Ooh, what if this is Professor Court sending us a message from beyond the grave? What about the blob right next to it, the one with the red and green? Maybe she's implying that you need more delicious greens in your diet. Are you saying Professor Court is watching over our dietary habits from the pearly gates? Yeah, face-palming all the names. And it's funny, too, like, I had mentioned this to Serpent a bunch of times, like, every time that I can. I really wish that I would just learn Japanese, because as much as I appreciate the work that goes into localization, I would much rather just know what the original was. Know what the original name, the original joke. Like, instead of hearing, oh, okay, these people made the Phoenix Wright game. Okay, now you make a Phoenix Wright game that looks just like theirs. Don't translate it. Like, come up with your own puns, come up with your own jokes. It's not quite... Is this going to actually not matter? I just realized that this is knocked off of the shelf. Oh, no, wait. He's looking at the books. Isn't that a mock trial script? Actually, there's a whole bunch of them here. Let's see. Looks like everyone from the judge course submitted one. The victim, Constance Court, was the Fine Art Club's advisor, so she probably spent a lot of time up here in addition to her other duties. This isn't where I'd keep a bunch of scripts, but I'd wager that's how they wound up here. Poor, stressed-out, overworked Professor Court. I know exactly how that feels. You must, because your desk always looks like a tornado hit it. Yeah. Yeah. And yet, at the same time, I'd really just rather hear... But who was the, So, Maggie Bird, right? From the second game... because they had the whole thing with, oh, her name is spelled Maggey, and that becomes, like, part of the evidence that when her boyfriend wrote her name, he spelled it wrong. It's like, oh, whatever. And in Japanese, her name is Make... What is it? Make Suzuru, or something, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's, oh, okay, he got the kanji wrong when he wrote it, because it's an unusual spelling, but the meaning behind her name is, like, it's a pun on the phrase continues to lose, and so that's supposed to be, like, the fact that she had a bunch of different careers that didn't work out, and then she went into the police, and then that didn't work. And I forget, the next time you see her, she's not a policeman anymore, I don't think. But, when they named her Maggie Bird, it's, I guess, because, like, there's some kind of... something about magpies, maybe? Like, a magpie is a symbol of, I don't even know what. Oh, yeah. Phoenix is, his name is, Ryuichi Naruhodo. And Naruhodo is the, like, oh, I suddenly realized it, or I put it together, I got it. Naruhodo! That. I don't know if, Ryuichi has any particular connotation to it. But yeah, I guess Maggie Bird is supposed to have something to do with magpies, maybe. You're one to talk, Apollo. Me? What about Mr. Wright? Maybe we should rename the firm Wright Stuff All Over the Place Agency. Alright, so she didn't want to look at the statue. They were actually looking at the books. Are these gonna matter? 3 busts sitting on a shelf. A judge, a defendant, and either a lawyer or prosecutor. The bearded one must be the judge, and the bummed-out-looking one the defendant. Look, there's another one that's fallen onto the floor. I wonder which one fell, the lawyer or the prosecutor? Think, Apollo, think. This could tell us how tomorrow's trial will go. I'll just wait for tomorrow's horoscopes, thanks. Oh, dude, we have to look at the clock. I just realized. This is the clock that created that major problem for Junie. Let's take a closer look. Don't waste your time. I've checked it, and it's 100% accurate. You sure? How'd you check it? Of course I'm sure. I compared it to my own watch. See? Detective Fulbright, didn't you notice that your watch had stopped? It has? This is unacceptable. We obviously can't rely on him. Let's take a look for ourselves. Not Hedgehog. Let's see. Wait a second. It's ahead by 1 whole hour. Well, Detective? Arg! But... this clock must have also been an hour ahead when this photo was taken, even though you don't have proof of that. If so, that would fit perfectly with Junie's testimony. Prosecutor Blackwell won't like this. I almost feel sorry for the detective. Almost. You can at least pretend to feel sorry by wiping that big grin off your face. Wait just 1 minute. The clock is an hour ahead right now, sure, but what proof do you have that it was running ahead on the day of the crime? See, he's on top of it. He played Phoenix Wright Case 1-1. That's a good question. Wait. I think I just might have something. I don't. Detective Fulbright, you would agree that there is a moon outside this window, right? Sure, it looks like a nice drawing of a crescent moon. But if you look at that window in the back with a winch attached to it, you'll see that the only view to be had is the opposite side of the school building. Yeah, I figured Ryu was dragon. Oh, and so the imposter Phoenix has a name that has tiger instead of dragon. That is fun. See, things like that, I would love to go deep diving on a wiki and look. I've already looked up some stuff, but oof. Then what's this moon doing here? I wonder. And then they flash to this to make sure you get it. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform at the school festival, weren't you?
That's right, but I hadn't seen the stage until yesterday. That backdrop with the starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half bad.
Isn't this the same one painted on the stage backdrop? And now they want me to present the picture of the stage? Which I don't have. It's not in here, right? Is it? No. Do they want me... Am I to present the picture of the room that they're in? No. Okay. Okay. What's this? Is this the voice of someone in need? Yeah, because of you. She doesn't have a time written in there. I am confused. They were just talking about the moon. Oh, they show the students... Oh, I get it. Because I was confused for a moment. I'm like, did they mess up? This is supposed to be up on the second floor. I see now. They were very, very subtle with this. Shows the students setting up the stage's backdrop, and it's being held on a crane high enough that you would see it out of one of the other windows. Gotcha.
Take that!
I know what this moon really is, and if you look at this photo, you'll know too. This shows where the moon in that photo came from, and the truth of Junie's testimony.
What?
Where? Where does it show that? If you look right here, it will all become crystal clear.
Take that!
They were still prepping the stage, so its backdrop wasn't in place yet. This photo shows them in the process of moving the backdrop into position. I can see that. It's the big board hanging here. The size matches, too.
But there's no picture. That's a crucial detail.
It is, but I believe what we're seeing in this photo is the back of the board.
The back of the...
That's right. And at around 6 p.m. when this was taken, a photo of that same board was being taken from the front.
What do you mean the front? The front is against that wall.
That's where you're wrong. What about the window? Remember how we said the moon shouldn't even exist in this photo? Take a good look.
Are you suggesting the moon is the one on the backdrop?
Exactly. In short, really? Is this such a complicated concept that it needs summarizing? This photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. And as you can see here, it was around 6 o'clock when the backdrop was being set in place. So the art room clock was running fast at least as far back as the day of the murder.
Oh, how can I ever face Prosecutor Blackwell now?
Yes, I just blew a hole in a piece of the prosecution's evidence. Neat. Okay, let's run away. Oh, not here. Nope, not here. Nope. Or did we not finish in the art room? Is that what's going on? Do I need to talk to him? Do I need to... So there's some... Whoops. Something else in here that matters, that we can't move on until we have found it. Hey, look! That's you on this mobile, Apollo, a red demon. A red demon? Looks more like a snake crawled around a bush to me. What? Oh, around a brush.
No, no. See the antennas and the yellow spots on its back? Anyone can see it's a ladybug.
I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
Fine, we can investigate this further at a later date. Agreed?
Okay, let's do that. You okay with that, Athena? I really regret bringing this up. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I can see the other half of the building over there, and the quad and stage down below. Yeah, this must be the window Detective Fulbright stuck his head out of earlier, which was hilarious. Oh yeah, thanks for the help, Detective.
A true champion of justice always comes running to those in need.
Great, then how about telling us Prosecutor Blackwell's strategy for tomorrow?
All right, let me think.
Well?
Oh, hey, I'm not falling for that.
So close I could almost taste it. Oh, maybe we care that this is knocked over. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. R. Newman. Wow, Robin must have painted this. Is this Juniper? The clothes are different, but... Oh, look, there's a piece of paper stuck to the back. Ah, it's cheating. How was I supposed to know? See what it says. Completely lacks Professor Court's artistry. Must keep practicing. Robin. Huh, I think this is plenty good myself. I wonder what it would have looked like if Professor Court had painted Juniper. I bet it would have been really artistic looking. Alright, so the note was not important. It kind of looks like there's a prosecutor's badge at the top of this statue. But it's not if you look real close. Another strange, difficult to understand work of art. Oh, look, it has a title. Guilty, Guilty, Guilty. Huh, real creative. Art. Either it's too abstract to understand or subtle as a sledgehammer. Look, a piece of pottery. Looks like it's already been fired. I bet Robin made it. And I bet it won't last long, not with the way she deals with her own work anyway. Yeah, it seems like such a waste. I mean, this one already has some color on it. Hey, Serp, welcome! It looks just like bloodstains the way the glaze was dribbled onto it. Just like bloodstains.
In just us we trust. That does look like bloodstains. We'd better examine it at once.
I get it. The victim was stabbed in the middle of the room where the big bloodstain is, and then brought over here, at which point some of her blood dripped onto these pieces. That means the body very well could have been dropped from this window. In the mock trial script, the body was dropped onto a mat. Then a ball cart was used to move it over to the stage. The maintenance area is below this room, and the storehouse there has a mat and ball cart. So, even the moving of the body was carried out just like in the script. The killer sure had a thing for Junie's script.
Well, what did you expect? That's why we suspected the defendant in the first place.
Well, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it in court. Well, I think we've examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial?
In just us we trust! It's no use trying to pry more information out of me. Having just learned that the clock had been 1 hour fast, means we're back to square one concerning the suspect's actions that day.
I wonder what the main argument will be about now.
How the body was moved would be my best guess. Would be my guess, but Prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans.
Oh, does he now? Detective Fulbright.
Try as you might, I won't say another word about the investigation.
No, I wasn't going to ask about that. I was just wondering if you'd seen Robin.
Oh, you mean Miss Robin Newman? She was just here a moment ago. And she mumbled something about watching videos in the lecture hall.
Video? What video?
Thanks, Detective. Athena, I think we should stop by the lecture hall.
Right, let's go.
So I've been dreading encountering Robin again because we now have no idea how to do the voice. I tried doing Stinko Man when she's screaming, but then have to switch back for her normal voice, I guess.
There she is, Robin. Hey, Robin. Oh, Athena, Apollo.
What are you watching there?
Oh, it just so happens to be a video of the mock trial. I had to use a bit of coercion to get it, but the ends justifies the means, right?
There it is again. Professor Means sure has a lot of influence around here, and he sure does stab people.
Care to look into the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me?
Sounds great, but do you mind if we ask you some questions first?
Sure, I'll tell you anything you want.
This is a very strange character. To just abruptly go, despite having been raised as a boy my whole life, now that I've been exposed, I'm going to be extremely, extremely girly.
About your confession today, why'd you do it?
Because
Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible.
Right. The ends justify the means. So you're a follower of Professor Means, too. The fake guy witch from... Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. When... Didn't it... Wasn't the hair... The hair was the thing, right? Like, it looked like she had short hair, and then at some point they're just like... And they have hair like down to the floor or something. That's how I remember it. And I'm never wrong.
Professor Means is a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like them both.
I'm not going to keep doing that. It's weird. She brushed that one off like a pro. But with that style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law.
Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case.
What? Why?
I want to be an artist. That's what I really want, man. But no, my parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor. But if the trial went south, you'd have to drop out and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you're really after, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash. Probably. I mean, there's. I feel like it happens the most with the word himitsu, which is secret. That a girl will be cute and will say himitsu like one syllable at a time at the end of a sentence, like. Or there's a couple other words that are like that, or a couple other like sentences where you say, you know, at the end, tomodachi, like it's a thing. It's not a thing in English. They're doing their best to make it a thing. Yeah, actually, now that I think... Yeah, and it must be spelled out because it's syllables. It would have been spelled out in hiragana. I guess she's been dealing with her own problems, too. That totally makes sense. Yeah, I suppose so, but that doesn't make what she did right. The day of the crime. Could you tell us about what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Finishing a statue. I was on the stage until the last bell.
That's right. You made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Both of them.
Press X to doubt.
This is just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at that time?
Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now?
No, that's not what I meant. Both Hugh and Robin were still at school after 7 p.m. But neither one of them can prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them really have murdered Professor Court? Have there been any problems now that everyone here knows you're a girl? No worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. I told her I wanted to let everyone know I was really a girl. And just today I found out that she spoke with the school administration on my behalf. Wow, they must really like you. I know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. It's still very unclear why her parents would have made her pretend to be a boy in order to get into law school, given that there are very obviously female lawyers in this world. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this, and this by any means possible. What? But this is evidence we need for the trial. Sorry, but no can do. Don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please? Pretty please? Oh, darn it. Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for revealing who I really am. I wanted everyone to know before the snitch found out. The snitch? Oh, it sounds like a new lead. Snake? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors. But why would anyone do that? Officially, I heard it's to seek out misconduct among the student body, but rumor has it grades were being bought and grades were being bought and sold through this surveillance network. That's bribery. The situation at Hope Peak Academy is worse than I thought. While all of this is important stuff, I still want to ask about that thing in the art room. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though. Very well. What was the thing in the art room that we wanted to ask questions about? I mean, I guess we can present this. Oh man, that's my blood, sweat, and tears in a pile of rubble right there. Why not make the statues again? I'm sure the two of them would be delighted. Yeah, I could totally do that. That is the same thing that Serpent said. We don't know. Although now that we can actually see the smock or whatever, I mean, I guess she does paint. So I guess it's supposed to be paint on the headband and on her leg. Like random splotches. Like a Rorschach test. Like maybe subliminally you're projecting something onto there. I'm gonna make them even more realistic by making full body molds of my models. Full body molds? Are you sure that's safe? How about plain old measurements? Oh, Athena, measurements are for wimps. Full-on YOLO is what art's about. That's what the kids say these days. I'm gonna drop them both in a big pool of plaster. Yeah! I know I should stop you, but some part of me really wants to see how this plays out. Do you care about this? A present from Athena. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm sorry, but it's not a present. I wanted to know whether you knew anything about it. That's not nice, Athena. Why are you so cranky today? I wasn't until a moment ago. Like this. Oh, Lady Justice. Justice-sama. That's so kawaii. You think this is cute? Yeah, totally. The balance of the scales, the keenness of the sword, the cracks running all the way up. That last one's only because I put it back together. I totally know what you mean. It's that feeling you get when something is so cute, you want to smash it to bits. Right? Rah! Sorry, but that sounds more like a case of the crazy than a fondness for the cute. Robin, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. This photo shows a piece of... Oh, we're supposed to show this photo because that painting is in there? Alright, fine. This photo shows a piece of art on the table. Do you know what it is? Oh, she's throwing the shoe. Normally, when we've seen her in the past, whenever she gets upset, she, like, pulls a vase out of nowhere and smashes it. Look at that unique artistic sense. That has to be one of Professor Quart's creations, man. Professor Quart's artistic sense? Alright, what you talking about, Willis? Professor Quart's artistic sense. That's a tough one. I'd say it's avant-garde and very eclectic. You've probably never heard of it. In other words, it's weird and all over the place. Come to think of it, that strange-looking painting in the art room was one of Professor Quart's works, wasn't it? Isn't that just cubism? Am I wrong? I don't know a whole lot about art, but this is not avant-garde. This is this is a thing that's already been done long time ago. Although I guess people usually didn't do it in statue form. That statue in the photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice. Lady Justice? Professor Quart had planned on placing it on the judge's bench in the lecture hall. But the day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She said she'd take it back to the art room and try to fix it somehow. So, this is the statue in its proper state? You bet. Just look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so kawaii. I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this? Athena, the Lady Justice that you put back together on that stage... Oh, right. I didn't realize before because it was in pieces. But before it was smashed, maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. But what in the world was it doing on the stage? Well, I think that about covers it. Okay, then how about watching the mock trial video with me? What do you say? Sure, sounds good to me. How do you want to watch it? All classroom desks at the school have their own built-in computer, you know? Wow, this place is definitely a lot cushier than I thought. I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. Let's start with the professor's pre-trial speech. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. Oh, that sounds like Professor Means. The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. Is the camera like this the whole time? Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. How come teachers' speeches always make me so sleepy? Let's just skip to the end of his speech. Now, let the mock trial begin. Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large in this shot? Looks like... do you need that explained? Looks to me like she cut right in front of the camera. Juniper was also in charge of the audio. Even though she was already playing a part in the mock trial itself, she had to do it to keep the script details secret. She was all over the place that day. Clearly the audio... Like, you don't have an AV person who could record the trial without knowing the script details? I don't get it. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Sure. Oh, so this is what the lecture hall looks like. Looks like there's a judge's bench back by the screen and a witness stand up front. What about those balconies with the professor's names on them? Those are the faculty seats. Professor Means, Professor Court were in charge of scoring the mock trial. Okay, let's fast forward this a bit.
And that's why the defendant is totally guilty.
Ah, that was me. Could you tell? Objection. A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow? I don't think so. You read that line in the mock trial, Apollo, but you made it sound kind of weird. Cut me some slack. It was my first time reading that script. I think Juniper's going to speak next. I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true I shouted, "You're a goner," but I didn't mean it. Wow, what an emotional performance. She'd put a real actress to shame. Wait, could you go back and play that scene again? You really think that's necessary? I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true I shouted, "You're a goner," but I didn't mean it. Stop, did you hear that? I think you're onto something. Let's play that last part again. So is that the reason that there's like an hour of silence on that video, on that audio tape, and then her just shouting, "You're a goner," is she was like sitting in the room silently reading the script and then just decided to shout, "You're a goner," when she got to that line? I don't follow. What are you guys so excited about? I think this piece of evidence should explain it. Time to show Robin a piece of evidence that links the line we just heard to the case.
Take that!
I'm sure you remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you. You're a goner! The voices and performance do sound similar, but I can't believe this is happening. It's just a possibility, but if the voice on this tape is really a recording, one made from the mock trial video... Oh... Then that means this evidence was fabricated. They didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And if the real killer had foreseen that gender would become key in today's trial, he would have tried to deflect attention away from himself by making the suspect female. So basically, the only one with something to gain from doing this is our sole male suspect. But can't you also... They said you can hear that it is exactly her voice, so that is now not really true. But sure, go ahead. Wait a second.
No way!
Professor Means' credo is the ends justifies the means. So it makes perfect sense that a student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get the tape analyzed as soon as possible. Allow me to assist you with that. Nope, it was Clavier. Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some sort of noise so we know you're there. It's go big or go home with Rockstar Entrances, Fräulein. Timing is everything. Let me make a copy of that tape right now. He suddenly French for 2 words. Right now. And I'll get you the results as soon as I can. I trust that would be alright? Very much so. Thanks. Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. Isn't it about time we head over to the detention center? I think Junie will agree this is something that could prove her innocence, but will her heart really be open to accepting it? She had to have known this was what I'd find.